Hello there and welcome, folks. This is Phil Liggett at the Toledo World Cycling Championships. We are here waiting at the finish line for the leaders of this Tour of Toledo World Championships. It's a great mystery. Who will be in front of the pack? We've heard that there's a one-man breakaway speeding down the road far in front of the peloton. He alone has made the manly sacrifice to do this race on his own, pushing the wind all by himself for 300 miles past the peloton, who has been hopelessly chasing him. And here he comes. Who could it be? What is the name of this famous cyclist who will become world famous in the years to come? It is, yes, it is the famous and world famous Daniil Dudukalov. He has won the race. The Toledo World Championships are his and his alone.
Hi everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video of that bike race going on there. That was pretty cool. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. About a month ago, I saw on Facebook Marketplace a bike, a kind of a unique bike. It was in Newport, Oregon. So I made contact with the person selling the bike and we were able to come to an agreement. And so I drove out to Newport and boy, did I find a neat looking bike with a really neat story. This bike was owned by a gentleman from the Ukraine, Daniil, and I'll leave a link below or a story about him. He came out here in 2015 to go to school in Newport, and he didn't have much to do, so he borrowed a bike, and this is the bike that I now own, and he rode it in a lot of races, rode it all the time, and it's just a really unique bike, and I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. So Daniil was in the United States in Newport for about 3 years when he returned to the Ukraine, and he works and supports his dad's ministry, the least of these ministries in Ukraine, which is kind of a neat organization. I'll have a link below. You can go to the website and check it out and see what you can do. But I'd like to just kind of walk you through this bike. It's kind of a surprise. I got a little bit excited about it and then found out it's got some major problems. So here we go. So here's the bike. It's a Specialized Epic. It is made in 1990. And the thing that's very unique about it is it has these aluminum lugs and carbon tubes. Kind of the first time that they put together a bike like this and didn't really know how to do the lug part with the carbon. So these carbon tubes are actually glued into the aluminum, and just like I said, it's kind of a first edition carbon fiber bike. Now this bike is kind of unique, has Dura-Ace components along with Shimano 600, which is kind of transitioned into Dura-Ace. A very, very fast bike, very light bike. And it's got a red tire in the front and a black in the back, so those will have to be adjusted. Bike's going to get cleaned up. It's going to be taken apart. We got a little problem with these brakes here. There's a piece missing here, so I've actually ordered and received new brake calipers or new brake handles from Germany. They're not new, they're used, but they're in much better shape. The white handlebar brake tape is having some struggles, so that'll be replaced. And just a couple of little things. So not too bad. This bike, I was gonna lower the seat because it's just a tad bit too high for me and take it for a ride because it's in really good shape. It just needs to be cleaned up. But I found a problem. As I went to tighten or loosen the seat post stem, I noticed that there's a piece missing here. This is aluminum and it's missing, and I think it was over tightened. So what do? Heat, the glue that's holding this carbon together is not happy to have a lot of heat. So I got to think about that. I've got a couple solutions. Hopefully we'll be able to do one of them. But one is having somebody re-weld a part of that lug on there. Don't know how I'm going to do that. Nobody wants to touch it. Aluminum is very difficult to weld. And another person suggests that I put a clamp, a steel clamp around it and kind of support that. So we might be doing both of those. We might do the steel clamp as a kind of a stopgap to get the bike up and running, and then find somebody that's willing to weld this together. But that's the bike. I'm pretty excited about it. You'll be getting the rest of the information and the rebuild as it goes. I'm going to be tearing the bike apart in the next couple of days so that I can take it to a shop and have a little bit of work done on that lug. So hopefully everything works out and I'll be out riding this bike. Thanks.